Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next two house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105. Or get yourself a quick quote, even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad the Mortgage Guy, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Well, I'm doing okay. Hope everybody out there is doing fine. Thanks for joining us. If you're joining us live on a Monday night, of course, we post on Wednesdays. But anyway, it's good to be with you, Conrad. And we're in the midst, AEW's in the midst of its Chicago residency at the old, that ballroom, Aragon Ballroom, is almost 100 years old. And what a unique setting it was for us. And I really enjoyed it, and look forward to coming back Wednesday and Saturday this week live.
It looked really cool on TV. And of course, you guys have a few more shows coming up there. I actually commented on Twitter that it felt like a building that ECW would have ran. And I heard from Jeff Jones, who said, yeah, we did. Mike Awesome was here and wrestled against Spike Dudley, I think, there. So,
wow.
Yeah, dude, I love the history of that building. And speaking of history, as I understand it, later this week, you guys are putting tickets on sale for a residency at the old ECW arena, the 2300 arena. Not only will you have several television shows, but a Ring of Honor pay-per-view too. And you can snatch your tickets up this weekend at AEWTIX.com. Tony, if you're a wrestling fan and you've never been to the 2300 arena, I do think it's something that every wrestling fan should see, don't you?
Yeah, I was there one time, if you'll recall, with an autograph signing.
Right.
But I've never been there to see a wrestling program, and I think it's going to be very good for us. Of course, it's going to come up after we come back from the UK during that time. So the end of August, first part of September. And we're looking forward to it. These residencies I think have been very, very cool. I know there have been some people online, and I made kind of a mistake last week, and I put Twitter back on my phone.
I saw that
and started tweeting a little bit, and then I saw some of the dumbass comments, and I thought, nah, I'm gonna get off of it again. So, but you know what I found out on Twitter? There's a lot more good people than bad people.
Man, amen to that. There certainly are. And we appreciate all the good people hanging out with us here tonight, because we're going to be watching some old school WWF. I actually first discovered professional wrestling in the summer of 1988. And that's what we're going back to. Can't believe this is real. Maple Leaf Gardens, January 24th, 1988. So we're talking 37 years ago.
Oh,
wow. Yes, this is the 37-year anniversary. It is a loaded card. I can't wait for us to talk about it. Scott Casey and Terry Taylor, SD Jones and King Haku, The Rock, Don Morocco against Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Macho Man Randy Savage versus the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Terry Taylor is going to be in action again. The Powers of Pain and the Bolsheviks. The British Bulldogs teaming with the Ultimate Warrior to take on Demolition and Mr. Fuji. Wow. This is a loaded card. I've had fun watching these old WWF cards, and Man, this is right up my alley. But as a reminder to everyone listening, you're still not with the WWF at this point. You're still hanging on. What is happening with JCP in July of '88?
Well, I think we're still doing the Great American Bash for the final run. I'm not so sure where we are in the Great American Bash. I know I'm still doing some ring announcing on the side as well. I've completely left baseball at this time, and I'm doing wrestling full time with the Crockett's. But I think we're all realizing that around this time, I don't know when it was officially announced that the Crockett's would sell to Turner, what date it was, but I think we were either expecting it anytime or it just happened. And so we were kind of in a transitional period. And when you're in a transitional period, you are very concerned about your future, you know. And I remember talking to Tommy Edwards about, gee whiz, if Turner takes over, what, am I going to have a job? And Tommy says, you've got a job. What the hell? Shut up. And then, of course, Herd came in. I did have a job, didn't want the job, and left. And then came back. Wow. And cried when I came back. Boo-hooed. But that, in a nutshell, that's kind of where I was.
The Great American Bash that year was held on July 10th, 1988. There were 13,000 fans announced as attending there in Baltimore. Ric Flair and Lex Luger were on last. That, of course, is the one that was stopped due to blood. And I remember when we watched that one several years ago, Tony, you remember feeling like the heat coming out of that was the first time you'd felt that kind of heat, but it wasn't the good kind of heat. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, when that happened, the basically, and I'm doing this from memory, and of course we've seen it since then. Baltimore's the Maryland Athletic Commission did not allow blood, and so we had the commissioner stand up. Luger had Flair in the rack, but there was blood. The commissioner stood up. Tommy Young, whoever it was, looked at the commissioner, did like that. The bell rang, thinking that Flair had given up, but the announcement was made. The commissioner had stopped the match because of blood. Ric Flair retains the title. Well, as you can imagine, fans were pretty pissed off.
Yes.
So much pissed off. They were grabbing and pushing at me and JR getting out of the arena, or getting out of the broadcast position. And today when we leave the broadcast position, thank God we have security. Back then we didn't have it. We were just making our way. And I remember thinking, this is really fucked up. We did something really, really wrong today. And so I guess that was the beginning of the end in many ways. And I guess we didn't do a Great American Bash on tour that year, huh? Just did one Great American Bash in Baltimore.
Well, this is the pay-per-view era.
Oh, okay.
So, so that was really, the big time pay-per-view, July 10th, 1988. But you were still doing big shows. Here's what I mean. The next day, you guys were in Salisbury, Maryland, and you did a scaffold match.
Right.
Following day, even here in Huntsville, you did a War Games match.
Wow.
So you were alternating a bunkhouse match, a scaffold match, or a War Games match. But on this particular day, where we're going to be, traveling back in time to watch the WWF, you had two shows that day. We're talking July 24th, 1988. Roanoke, Virginia was a matinee show headlined by the Road Warriors taking on the Powers of Pain and a Skywalker scaffold match. You would also see Lex Luger and Sting team up to take on Ric Flair and Barry Windham. And you would see Arn and Tully take on Nikita Koloff and Dr. Death Steve Williams.
Wow.
But maybe most interesting that day is you've got a David Allen Coe concert during the day here in Roanoke, Virginia. That's the matinee show. And that night, you're at Freedom Hall in Johnson City, Tennessee, and it's a big one. Check out this War Games here. Lex Luger, Sting, Nikita Koloff, and the Road Warriors. Holy cow, all the baby faces.
Yeah.
Against Ric Flair, Barry Windham, Arn and Tully, and J.J. Dillon. It's an incredible show, and that's happening on July 24th, the same day that we're going to watch this show from Maple Leaf Gardens. So that kind of gives you guys a sense of what's going on in professional wrestling way back in 1988. But, man, what's going on between your legs? How about you enter the room dick first? You see, BlueChew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your gimmick. Stronger, harder, longer lasting. Like somebody gave your downstairs a pep talk at a gym membership. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. My meat telescope saw God and winked. Guys, this isn't just about performance. It's about legacy or third leg a C. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little BlueChew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, you can get your first month of BlueChew free. Just use our promo code WHW at checkout and pay the $5 for the shipping, and that's it. You're done. Join BlueChew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head right now to BlueChew.com for details and important safety information. And a big thanks to BlueChew for sponsoring Tony's podcast and Tony's Wiener. Tony, without further ado, I'm locked and loaded on my side. Do you have it pulled up on your side? Of course, we're talking about Maple Leaf Gardens. And if you're watching with us on Peacock, we encourage you to find it on season 15, episode 4. That's what they're calling WWF Old School. Yeah, like Tony Schiavone, Old School. Season 15, episode 4 on Peacock. It went down in Maple Leaf Gardens, July 24th, 1988. As most folks are listening to this, Tony, tomorrow is the 37-year anniversary. You feeling old about that? 37 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, I feel old anyway, but that's just heaping on feeling old.
Sure.
Yeah. But that's the way it is. You get old. And I've said this many times, that is the secret of life. No one realizes it, but the secret of life is it goes by quickly. And you fuckers are going to find out once you get my age. You'll look back and you'll go, what the hell? What happened?
Well, What Happened When is ready to roll here with Maple Leaf Gardens, July 24th, 1988. Tony, I'm ready to roll. Are you locked and loaded? Are you ready for the countdown?
Ready for a countdown? We got one from DJ Turnup today.
Oh, hell yeah. I hope he uses foul language.
He does. I had to, I had to
you screen it a little bit now.
I had to screen it, right? I can't just load it up. And it's kind of wacky, but, that's what we're about. Ready?
We love wacky.
DJ, turn up! It's all about
Did Lois ever send you a selfie with her turds in the bowl?
No.
Yeah. See, they got they're living their best life over here.
So I'm gonna bring this up. Tony, have you?
No.
How long? how long into your relationship did y'all break the seal?
Oh, we've never broken the seal.
What?
Never.
You've never farted in front of
See,
Lois.
Conrad makes fun of me. I'm dating and everything. I'm 3 years in. Me and Judy's never farted in front of each other.
Oh, that's okay. That's what you meant, breaking the seal. Okay.
Yeah. What'd you think I meant?
I thought you meant anal sex.
He calls it breaking the seal.
Speaking of breaking the seal, here comes Shockmaster.
He looks like he's ready to break the seal. He's got his helmet on, ready to go in.
Yeah.
He's going spelunking.
We have done some stupid shit on this show, have we not?
Same thing. And that was Cassio Kid, the other voice.
Tremendous.
Yeah. He really brings a lot when it comes. Hey, they're even showing the Spectrum. Okay.
Dude, how cool is that?
That's right. Madison Square Garden. There's the super fan. We saw him and Bob Backlund and Hogan pinning, and then Hogan winning and Bobby Heenan.
I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite things to watch on Peacock. I'm talking about WWF Old School because historically, Tony, these are like the arena shows that were on the local cable networks. So you'll see some Madison Square Gardens, you'll see some Philly Spectrums and things like that. So the idea that we're getting to see one here for Maple Leaf Gardens, where we've heard so much rich history. I mean, even Scott D'Amore ran this building not too long ago with his new promotion, Maple Leaf Pro. This is fun, man. I'm liking that we're getting to watch this.
I almost had a chance to do that show for Scott, but I wasn't able to. We had talked about because my good buddy, and I want to say very good buddy, Mauro Ranallo, was unable to be on that show that night. So they were looking for someone to replace him, and I just couldn't do it. So, anyway,
That would have been awesome. That would have been really cool.
yeah, working with Don Callis would have been great. I would have been one of the greatest nights of my life. Anyway, but anyway, I just I always wanted to go to the Maple Leaf Gardens, and well, didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Scott Casey and Terry Taylor.
Did you ever get to work Maple Leaf Gardens?
No, never worked it. No.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I know at Toronto, we worked, let's see, we all worked 2 different venues. And in Montreal, where did
Wait, what month and year did you go
where?
to the WWF?
I went to,
Was it April or May of '89?
it was April of 89.
Okay.
My first TV show that I remember was Binghamton and Hershey. We had the Superstars in Binghamton and Challenge in Hershey. That's the first one I remember going to. TVs in '89.
You know what? I don't think.
Something what? Don't think Terry Taylor's worth a shit? Okay.
If you went to Binghamton
Mm-hmm.
and for a television taping for Superstars, then
Yeah.
that was February 15th, 1989. And the next night, February 16th, was Hershey.
Yeah.
So you February, not April.
I was there in February. Yeah. Wow. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, because I started looking in April and I was like, well, that can't be. And then I saw February. There it is. So I'm saying all that to say, we just said February 15th and 16th.
Mm-hmm.
They were back here in Maple Leaf Gardens on the 19th, but there was no TV. It was a house show, so you wouldn't have been there.
Right.
Oh, okay. April 23rd. You may have been at this one. This was Gorilla Monsoon and Lord Alfred Hayes on commentary, it says, but 19,000 people, April 23rd, 1989. They did an international wrestling challenge taping for a few matches. Let's see. Randy Savage worked with Hulk Hogan. You don't remember seeing that? You weren't.
No, I don't.
And Bret Hart. Maybe you weren't there.
I did not do. I did not do challenge until a little bit later. They didn't.
Okay.
They didn't immediately throw me on challenge. That came a little bit later. When that
They were
was,
back there in June, and there were only 4,000 people here. But this is where Billy Red Lions did an in-ring interview with Zeus. So they're getting ready for the release of the movie.
Yeah, always Billy Red and Jack Carney were always at our TV tapings, and I got to know him very well, especially Jack. Jack was really a cool guy. And
Hey, let me ask this. I'm not even asking this to be funny. I'm sincerely asking. Would you have had a passport in '89?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny. When were you doing international shows? Were y'all doing? Had you done Canada with WCW? I mean, with JCP, or when did you? Why would you have needed one?
I went to Canada with JCP back in the '80s.
Okay,
we did Brantford and Hamilton.
That's probably '87. Let me see.
Yeah, right.
So you had to get one for that.
Yeah.
Because I was just wondering, like, why would they not bring you and always bring Bobby and Gorilla unless it was, they already have their passport and they've got the routine down pat.
Yeah, that's probably it. And I guess they thought, you know what I really think?
What's that?
This was the time we're talking about. Okay, I wasn't there yet at this time.
No.
Okay.
Well, no, hang on. Yes, you're here. No. You're in '89, correct?
Right.
This is July of '88. You're there in February of '89, so you're 6 months after this.
Right. There was a time I've mentioned this on this podcast before. There was a time during my 1 year, 1+ years there, I guess 1 year and 2 months there, that I ran out of favor with Vince. We talked about this. He didn't like my work all of a sudden. And
right.
So I didn't know, maybe we ran Maple Leaf Gardens and he said, I don't want Schiavone. And there you go.
Well, I don't think that would have happened so early. I mean,
I don't think so happened either.
He hated you 2 months in. Like, Usually takes a while. You got to really get to know Tony before you hate him. That's been my
Well,
experience.
that's what Lois will tell you too. And I really think that, I did SummerSlam. So it was between SummerSlam and the Survivor Series that he went, "Yeah, he's too Southern for me."
Isn't it weird how when Vince makes his mind up about somebody, they're that forever?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Who
that's
who do
true.
you think is the example the other way? Like someone who had an open mind and would treat you, differently as time evolved or what have you.
You mean as a wrestler or as a boss or what?
Just a personality in wrestling. Like, I mean, certainly, I guess I'm talking about management. Like, the Bischoffs, the Jim Herds, the Bill Watts, the different promoters, the Jim Crockett,
Right. Well, you know what? When you're running a company and someone starts to do something the way that you do not like it to be done, I think it's very hard to go back to that person and say, "Well, I think he's getting better."
right?
I I I just that's my feeling. Um, it's not that I did anything wrong. It's just that I had no I didn't do I get well, it came back to, as Bruce Pritchard had told me, I sounded too Southern.
Yeah,
And I didn't really think so, but maybe compared to Gorilla Monsoon,
right.
uh, and Vince, I did. Vince's idea was to bring me in and do Superstars, and he quickly shelved that. Um, and and I'll go back to this. I'll tell you this story, and I know I'm right about this story. Vince would not tell me himself. With Vince, when you ask him, everything's fine, but then he would tell Bruce, uh, "Tell Schiavone I don't like that." And I even remembered, um, as we're going to SummerSlam, I'm thinking, okay, I haven't heard if I'm doing SummerSlam, or as we're going to Survivor Series, I haven't heard who's doing commentary. I did SummerSlam, I haven't heard anything. And Nelson Swagler said, "Well, it's Gorilla. He's doing it, not you." He said, "I've known that." I went, "Really?" So I went to see Vince during the TV taping. And Jim Stewart let me in, who was his driver and also kind of marshal of the door there. I went in to see Vince. I never forget it. He was looking in the mirror. He was, I don't know, he was just washing his hands or something. And I said, am I doing Survivor Series? And he said, "We haven't made that decision yet." They had made that decision yet.
He just didn't want to tell you.
He just didn't want to tell me. Now, does that tell me he was a chicken dick? Many ways you can say that, but I know that throughout history, I've been told that's the way they worked in the WWE. Uh, Even Vince's father he was always, everything's good, but he had his guy tell you when something was wrong. And that's how Vince worked it. Everything was fine, but he had somebody tell you when something was wrong. And I'd heard as time went on, that changed a lot, if he didn't like something, he'd let you know about it. But back then in '89, he didn't tell you. But that's the way it was. That's the way it was, as Walter Cronkite. He said, "That's the way it is," as Walter Cronkite would say. No, nobody on here remembers Walter Cronkite.
Oh no, I remember Walter Cronkite. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Right.
I mean, you're gonna break out some Paul Harvey and the rest of the story. What's next?
Um, I'm Tony Schiavone, and you're a chicken dick.
Hey, let's talk. Speaking of chicken dick, we're watching what's going to be eventually the Red Rooster.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, he's only been with the promotion a couple of weeks. I think he actually started earlier that year, earlier that month, actually. Let me find the. Yep, there it is. Eugene, Oregon, at the University of Oregon's MacArthur Court, July 8th. He got a win in the opening match against Iron Mike Sharp. They did the same thing the next day in Sacramento at the Arco Arena. On the 10th, he was second from the top, losing to Tito Santana in Las Vegas at the Thomas and Mack Center. He'd pick up a win over Jerry Allen at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. On the very first match, he would lose to Tito in Madison, Wisconsin. But then his first TV taping happens July 8th in La Crosse, Washington. The match actually airs on Primetime Wrestling on August 1st, and the Conquistadors get a win over Sam Houston and Terry Taylor, and they go 9 minutes and 27 seconds. Houston is pinned, and Terry Taylor is going to blame Houston for the loss and for ruining his debut and attack him and throw him out of the ring. So it's going to be Terry Taylor's debut, and we also see him get a win over Enhancement Talent on that same day with Chris Todd. So this is very early into his WWF tenure. I mean, at this point, you've not even seen him wrestle on television yet. It won't actually air. His television debut will be August 1st, and this is July 24th is what we're taking a look at.
Yeah, I know. And, Terry Taylor had obviously been with JCP for quite a while. And of course, he's a Florida kid. And, yeah, Scott Casey had been around a long time. I know he had been in Texas for quite a while, at World Class Championship Wrestling. From what I remember, I could have been wrong. But for some reason I remember Scott Casey with the Von Erichs for some reason.
Let's talk about Terry Taylor for a minute. I mean, he did work for the WWF briefly back in 1980, but I know, right before he's here, he was doing some world-class shows, and he had also spent time in Memphis a little bit. As you mentioned, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Before that, of course, Bill Watts. I mean, he had been a territory guy going back to 1980, and now he's finally getting WWF exposure here. You had seen him on other television, and certainly JCP had national television. What did you think Terry Taylor's upside was? I ask because back then, if you read the Torch or the Observer, man, he was getting so much praise as a guy who was deserving of a spot on the card, maybe that exceeded where he actually was. They felt like he was in line for a push and criminally underrated and overlooked and a potential huge star. We know that he has an incredible reputation for his in-ring work, but I don't know that he actually achieved the in-ring success or the accolades that many would have expected. What did you think his upside was when you found out he's going to the WWF?
I think Terry could really work. I don't think there's any question he's been able to parlay that being able to work into quite a career with the WWE and the Performance Center. I know he produced some, and he tried to produce me as an announcer, and that's where he and I kind of butted heads a little bit. There was a time, and this is, God, there's so many throughout the years in wrestling. There's so much backstage politics to the point to where you go, fuck it enough. But anyway, there was, this is Billy Red, isn't it? Talking to Terry Taylor.
Right. 7 weeks after this is when they first introduce Terry Taylor as the Red Rooster.
Okay. All right.
It's going to happen in a show that's filmed on September 13th, 1988, Indianapolis at the famed Market Square Arena. It actually airs on October 15th, 1988. So 3 months after this, he's on TV as the Red Rooster. It's an interesting thing because I think most people would take a look at Terry Taylor at the time and think, oh yeah, man, this guy could be, the next Ric Flair or what have you, as far as his in-ring ability. And you can see he's clearly, with the trunks and boots and style and hair, he's clearly drawn some inspiration from Ric Flair. I mean, even the tape on the fingers and what have you.
Right.
But it just didn't click. And I think when he got the Red Rooster, that was kind of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was really it. One thing Terry did not really have a good promo. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't that great of a promo.
Compared to his in-ring. His in-ring,
right. His in-ring work was great. Yes, it was. But compared to his in-ring work, it his promos were lacking. I can remember this is, I guess the All-Star game was here. And remember I was saying that because during the day I went to the All-Star in 1999. I went to the All-Star Village or the All-Star, whatever they had, Fan Fest. And I got a call from Craig Leathers, who was a guy you couldn't trust either. And Craig says, I just want to let you know that there are people here calling for your job. They want to take you off the air. I went, really? He said, yeah, I just thought you should know, just heads up. I'm thinking, okay, that's great. That's great to know. And Terry Taylor was one of those, apparently. And then Vince Russo told me, Vince says, don't you ever worry about that infighting. He said, every time the show starts to go bad, they look for people to blame, and they'll blame the announcer. And as far as I'm concerned, this is Russo talking. As long as I'm here, you're always going to do commentary. This is not your fault. And so Terry was a part of that. And I've kind of held a grudge since then, to be honest with you.
Well,
so there you go. But I never held a grudge against King Haku, because who in the world would if they did not want to keep their health?
he's going to be wrestling SD Jones, who I believe is actually a substitute for Junkyard Dog. That's the way it's written about.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite SD Jones match?
Man, SD Jones did, if I recall, wrestle a little bit in JCP before he became, before I got there. It was like Special Delivery Jones, wasn't it? SD Jones?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Which is actually, what UPS calls themselves whenever they drop a package off at my office.
Special Delivery Jones?
Yep. Special Delivery Jones.
Uh-huh.
Lobby.
Yep.
Making it for you. Which is actually, it's better than saying, oh, that was my girlfriend's nickname in college, SD Jones.
Well, I just looked up on Wikipedia, SD Jones. I was right. Upon completion of his wrestling training under Johnny Rodz, SD quit his job, began working for Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling under Roosevelt Jones and a tag team partner with his kayfabe cousin, Rufus R. Freight Train Jones, where they had a memorable feud with the Ole and Gene Anderson of the Anderson family. How about that? So I did remember that.
Yes, you did.
1975. That's about when I started loving wrestling.
We got a live audience here with us tonight. Greatly appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Make plans to join us by being a part of our Patreon. It's a party every Monday night at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, hanging out, watching wrestling with your friends. Join us next week by signing up today at patreon.com/WHW Monday. And of course, you can find us live every Monday night. David McClay is with us, and he wants to know, Tony, what do you think of the new Superman movie?
Have not watched it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, sorry. I got a lot of baseball cards in. I got like 5,000 baseball cards in last week, and I've just been going through baseball cards in my spare time.
Matthew wants to know how much coke was consumed before and after this show by the Road Warriors and the Ultimate Warrior. Did you see a lot of? I don't want you to name names.
I saw none.
Never saw cocaine in wrestling.
No, never saw it.
Mr. Fuji had a tremendous success as a wrestler and then as a manager. Does anyone else come to mind who had success as both? Bobby Heenan.
Yeah. Paul Ellering had success as a wrestler in the old Georgia territory.
Sherry Martel.
That's a good question.
Freddie Blassie.
Yeah, Freddie Blassie, obviously way back when, right? So yeah, absolutely.
Jimmy Hart never wrestled. Miss Elizabeth never wrestled. Oh, I guess the Genius. I don't know if I count him.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing, and it's just starting. We're seeing Christopher Daniels, become the manager of Scorpio Sky and Top Flight.
Paul Ellering wrestled.
Yeah, that's what I said. Paul wrestled in Georgia Championship Wrestling before he became a manager. As a matter of fact, Paul Ellering was in that very famous Last Battle of Atlanta. I think Paul Ellering was involved in that. In that cage match with a roof on top at the Omni. Yeah, Paul did have success as a wrestler prior to his years.
Antonio has an interesting question. I know you love these types of questions too.
Yes.
Tony. Says, how often do you have bubble guts during Dynamite or Collision? No way in hell you can go through both shows without the urge. Hey, what is your show to shit ratio these days, Tony?
Show to shit ratio.
Or shit to show, whatever.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know of a ratio that I have.
At TV in a month, how many
Yeah.
shits do you take at the building?
In a month?
Over a calendar month of shows,
Okay.
how many building shits?
Maybe one.
One calendar shit.
Maybe one calendar shit.
So you've only got really 12 AEW Dukes a year in you.
At the most. Most.
But I don't know if Mr. Khan's listening, but
okay.
Bravo, man. You got your guys not shitting on company time.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I don't shit on company time and I don't piss on company time.
Oh, wait. You don't piss at work?
I very rarely do. That's why I can do 4 hours of TV if need be, or as we did the other night when we were in Texas for the big show, All In. I went 6 hours without peeing, and I didn't have to get up and pee at all. And I can drink three energy drinks during the day and not piss until that night. As a matter of fact, give you a perfect example. We're taping on Monday. Yesterday, I went to see the Braves play the Yankees here at Truist Park, and I had Chris and my grandson Jackson with me. My son Chris had a neighbor Wes with us. I drank 2 energy drinks and 3 16-ounce bottles of water at the game, and didn't pee until I got home. Don't know what it is. Big bladder. Don't know.
How do you got a big bladder and a tiny dick?
I don't know. I guess guys with a big hog have a very little bladder, about the size of maybe a quarter.
How can we ask about that?
I don't know.
We only knew a guy with a big one. Antonio.
Hey guys, I heard you called me.
I was hoping you were going to jump in. Thank you for that. Yeah. Can you imagine? It's all Silva. Antonio Santos wants to know how often. No, that's a different one. What would I can't ask him that.
Yeah, don't. Antonio Santos.
I'm going to do it.
No, he's always in the gutter.
What would Tony's commentary sound like watching porn? Now, don't say any dirty words.
I won't say any dirty words.
Let's try to use wrestling jargon.
Okay. My commentary would say, turn the channel now. Thank you, Antonio, for nothing.
I mean, I think I might go.
Okay.
Oh, he's working a nerve hold. He's got the hot tag. It's a 2-on-1 advantage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Lord, they're putting the boots to her.
Yes. I did say something one time that could have been misconstrued, and Nigel just looked at me and laughed. I don't know what it was. And I even think he said, easy, how you say that, Tony, or something like that.
Bobby is with us, and he says the territory system made a lot of money before the WWF changed the business model. Given the amount of money in the WWE, AEW, and TNA make now, do you think the territories would have flourished?
No.
Me neither.
No, cable TV and streaming services now, and the internet. No. Everything's changed.
David McClay says, Tony, do you think the Red Rooster would have worked in WCW?
No, because he was pretty much known as Terry Taylor throughout. So I just don't think the Red Rooster would have worked anywhere.
What was worse, Shockmaster or Red Rooster?
Shockmaster was the worst.
Was there anything besides Shockmaster
that was really bad?
That was worse than Red Rooster?
Like
what's worse than Red Rooster, but not as bad as Shockmaster?
I guess I'm trying to Loch Ness Monster. Remember him?
No. You remember Christmas Creature?
No.
Oh, the fucking Yeti.
The Yeti. Yeah, that was,
The-
there you go. That's good. That's a good call.
Yeah, the Yeti was Renegade.
Bless his heart. He tried.
Prince Ikea.
No, I'm not going to say anything bad about Prince IK.
Wait, you prefer Prince IK over the Red Rooster?
Yeah, absolutely. Evan Courageous.
What about the Ding Dongs?
Yeah, they were pretty bad. You don't remember Loch Ness Monster?
Not really.
God, we saw a match of his on one of our podcasts.
I've probably blocked it out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he was like this big fat guy from the UK. Big.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. What about Oz? That was a pretty bad one.
That was a bad one. Absolutely. Didn't last long.
Hey, Jason Taylor, friend of the show, wants to know, what good baseball cards did you pull with the recent delivery? Update us, Tony. Where are you at on your baseball cards?
I am 25 away from my entire 1959 set of Topps baseball cards. And I probably shouldn't say Topps because they're WWE and we are Upper Deck and AEW.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
But back then it was all it was, right? It was that, maybe some Bowman cards or Fleer. I finished the 1960 set. I'm almost finished 67. I just got in almost all of 1975. So just so many years, just a lot of years. I'll bore everybody with this on watching on YouTube and watching your live. This is my 1959 set. And right there, you see, I put them in binders. And there you see cards from 1959. How about that? Isn't that incredible?
It's amazing.
It is amazing. And the Mickey Mantle card, bid for a Mickey Mantle card, which in all these, from Mickey's rookie year in the 50s until he retired, Mickey Mantle's card is always the most expensive. And I bid for the Mickey Mantle card for this 59 set, didn't get it. But I did buy one for like $250. So that's coming in. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that'll be 24 away. Also, I got in some cards from 1957, and those are spectacular, those cards. Boy, they are really old school, and I got those in as well. I'm trying to collect every baseball card that Topps made from the year I was born, 57, until now. But I don't think I will get there because I probably will be broke.
We just watched Haku pick up a win over SD Jones. And next up is The Rock, Don Morocco, going to be taking on Greg the Hammer Valentine. They're going to go 13 minutes and 57 seconds. There's a lot of our listeners who they didn't get to see much of Don Morocco. This is the original Rock.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Don Morocco?
I don't know that much about Don Morocco. I don't think Don Morocco was in the WWE when I was there.
Did you never meet Don Morocco at all?
I don't think I did.
Wow.
I can tell you one thing I can tell you about Don Morocco. I always didn't know, and you're seeing it right now. He was freaking jacked, buddy.
Oh yeah. I mean, he knew where the good shit was.
Wow, he was great. I remember there was a skit on the old Tuesday Night Titans show, TNT, where he was getting rubbed down, and Mr. Fuji, who apparently was his manager, was loading him up with baby oil. And I remember him saying, "I've got so much baby oil, I've got it every crack in my body and my ears." And Mr. Fuji, who was a ribber, just kept emptying the bottle on him. And they had to laugh about that. But I don't think I worked with Don Morocco. But Don was, I think, based out of Florida, right? Didn't he work in Florida before he?
Hawaii.
Okay, well, I knew it was tropical.
He was actually did some ECW at the very end of his career, believe it or not. But he certainly worked for All Japan, worked for the AWA, worked for the WWF. I guess I just assumed that at some point somewhere you would have worked with him.
Did not. I but obviously I work with Greg Valentine. Matthew Presley said Valentine could go. A lot of people did not like Greg Valentine's work, thought it was slow and prodding, but I remember the Greg Valentine from the Mid-Atlantic days, and he was great.
I'll be honest, as a kid, I didn't think he had much personality.
Yeah.
As an adult, I've grown to appreciate his work a lot more. And if
Right.
I'm honest with you, I feel the same way about Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton.
Mhm.
So if that's the company you're keeping, you're a pretty damn good wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, and of course, this is very late in his career, but, in the 70s, I've said it before, and even Tony Khan and I we were talking about the best wrestling match that I had seen prior to my years in wrestling. And it's Greg Valentine and Ric Flair against the Andersons at the Greensboro Coliseum. And they switched the titles to Ric Flair and Greg Valentine. It was just a phenomenal match. And I never will forget. We're looking at each other, and my friend Hippie and I are looking at each other. And I remember Hippie saying, this is a hell of a match. I'm thinking, God, yeah, they didn't back then. It was just, you saw bad matches back then, but that was really, really good. So Valentine was great. He and Flair were a great tag team. There's Gorilla Monsoon at the table. Valentine fucking around the guys at the table there a little bit.
Rocker was really a long-term WWF guy. I mean, even before the national expansion, he did take a break to work a New Japan tour. We mentioned at the end of his career, he worked an All Japan tour. He did work some Georgia Championship Wrestling in '82. And believe it or not, he did have a stop through Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. He wrestled Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in '82 to a time limit draw in Richmond, Virginia. He wrestled Tommy Rich at the Omni in Atlanta for GCW. You would see him in Charlotte on TV, teaming with Roddy Piper to take on Abe Jacobs and Mike Davis.
Wow.
You would even see at non-televised events, the Briscoe brothers teaming up against Don Morocco and Roddy Piper. Can you imagine how fun that would have been? Jack and Jerry Briscoe against Don Morocco and Roddy Piper. That's about as wrestling history as it gets.
That was great. And that was that small window between my fandom and me getting married and then becoming part of wrestling. There was a time, I was such a big wrestling fan, and then I got a job, graduated from college, got a job, got a baseball job, got married, and I kind of floated away from wrestling a little bit. And then all of a sudden in '83, bam, I'm working for the Crockett's. So there was a time there between like 1980 and 1983 to where I was kind of removed from wrestling. So that was the time that Don Morocco was at Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling.
By the way, you were correct. In '79 and '80, Don Morocco was working championship wrestling from Florida.
Okay.
So he's hitting all those Orlando and Jacksonville and Miami and Tampa shows.
Right.
With names like, Mondo Guerrero and Dusty Rhodes and
Mondo.
But they did, he was a big star in Honolulu too. Like, I guess we should mention that he had a big push over there. He even had a loser leaves town steel cage match for the heavyweight title when he picked up a win over there for big time wrestling. And then when Nick Bockwinkel came to the island with the AWA world title, Don Morocco got a shot. So it is interesting to take a look and see what these guys' history were before Vince went national, because I do think so many of my friends who are fans of Don Morocco, they're really fans of his like 1983, 84, 85 stuff, because that's when they really got interested in wrestling. But objectively, I think most would say that's probably not when Morocco was doing his best work. It's just maybe when he had the most exposure.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. By the way, Coach Keith is back with us. Hey, Coach Keith just arrived.
Wow.
Yeah. Coach, I think Coach Keith is, doesn't he Coach, don't you live in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia area? I think he does. Maybe I'm wrong. I know he's a Raiders fan, but anyway, by the way, time code check, 35, 50, 51, 52, 53. I'm watching on Peacock.
I downloaded the file, but we're exactly aligned.
Okay.
David McClay has a baseball question for you. We just spent some time talking about your baseball cards, and he wants
Yeah.
to know, Tony, do you believe Pete Rose should go into the Baseball Hall of Fame someday? I'm asking because I know you're a big baseball fan.
Yes, I do. The Hall of Fame should be based on what you did on the field. And I think eventually he will be. Because you never say never. Anyway, Coach Keith, as you probably know, we were talking about before you got on, we're going to be coming to Philadelphia for quite a number of shows coming up in the first part of September, end of August. So look out for that.
Bryant wants to know, do you collect any cards, any other cards? So besides those old Topps baseball, is there any other card that you're still after?
No, I do have some. I got some football cards, but those were because my kids started collecting some football cards way back when, and they're still here at the house. But no, no, I don't. I know Pokemon real big, real big.
Bryant wants to know, did you enjoy more tag matches or single matches in your early fandom? As a kid, did you like tags or singles more, Tony?
I liked them both, but I think I liked singles more because those were the ones that had those were always like the main events. Ric Flair against Blackjack, Harley Race against somebody. Those were always like the big main events. But, and I brought this up before, I did remember going to the Greensboro Coliseum for the tag team championship tournament after they stripped Greg Valentine and Ric Flair, the tag teams, belts, and sold out the entire Greensboro Coliseum house show. Of course, house shows was what it was all about back then. But there were some great tag teams. Yeah, the Briscoes were great. Loved watching them. Flair and Valentine, Ole and Arn, and prior to that, Ole and Gene. Great, great tag teams. But the ones you remember, really, I mean, you can go back and say, hey, some of the best matches in AEW have been tag team, haven't they? With the Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to say what you like one better than the other. But the ones that you remember, the matches you remember are the one-on-one matches, I think, more than anything else. Coach Keith's going to be there, and it's around his birthday. How about that?
We're watching a fun match here with Greg the Hammer Valentine and Don Morocco. They're going to go 13 minutes and 57 seconds. And actually, right after this match is the world title match. Now, that's not on last, but this is the era where they would often put the main event right around intermission. And I think usually that's because they were trying to put tickets on sale immediately after for the return match. Is that right, Tony?
That's exactly right. They wanted to get you, there's a break. They wanted to get you so excited about what you saw that you immediately go and buy tickets during intermission. Isn't it amazing? You I mean, society has changed. It's going to change again. I don't know how much more before I've shuffled off of this earth, but like I went to the Braves game yesterday, and
Really?
yeah, everything's card. Everything's cash is nowhere to be found anymore.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And I was thinking about fans going and lining up to get tickets right at here, and I'm sure some had credit cards, but I'm sure it was mostly cash transactions back then. And now, I went to the baseball game yesterday with my tickets on my phone. You download it from Ticketmaster and you scan it, and there you go. Just amazing how things have changed.
We're watching this fun match here with all of our friends from Patreon, and Antonio Santos wants to know, have you collected any wrestling action figures pre-AEW? So before you were a part of AEW, old action figures from back in the day, whether it was Hasbro's or LJN's, nothing.
No, I've got a Mean Gene action figure over here around the corner here. You can't see it. And I only have that because Mean Gene, I just think the world of him, and he meant so much to me. And truly one of the greatest announcers this sport has ever seen or will ever see. And there's not a time that goes by that I'm standing in the ring and I'm getting ready and Mike Mansouri says 30 seconds to Tony or whatever. I'm thinking of Mean Gene. He goes through my mind because he was the greatest of holding the microphone in the ring and always will be. So I got a Mean Gene figure, and I got that from my friends. Actually, I got that from Chelsea, who at that time worked for our friends in the Carolinas. Um, and so, no, I never collected action figures. But you know what I did find? I did find through my stuff some couple packets of old WCW cards.
Really?
Yeah, I think I got the whole series. They gave it to me, and it's still been in there. I wonder how much they're worth now.
Dozens of dollars, probably.
I was going to say nothing.
You know, I haven't gotten into buying a bunch of cards in a while. I bought some wrestling stuff a few years ago, but lately, I don't know why, I've had a hankering to tear open some old basketball cards. So even as we're talking right now, I've actually got some saved on my eBay account. Like I may go snag a box or two of those and just rip them just for fun.
Yeah. You know, I told Lois this, especially the old cards from like, I'm going to go from like 1969 on, because that's when I started loving baseball. Back then, oh, referee bump. Holy snakes, and a good one. Every card to me is a memory of those old cards. And I look back and look at the back of them, and I was just putting my 1975 cards in a binder here, and they have a card for every game of the World Series, for the 74 World Series. And I remember every game of that 74 World Series between Oakland and the Dodgers. And it's just every card's a memory. So
Yeah.
that's why they're special to me. And there's a 1, 2, 3, and Greg Valentine wins it. Always liked that ramp though at the Maple Leaf Gardens.
I did too. I've always been a ramp guy. I loved when WCW did it, so it's cool to see the WWF have it here for Maple Leaf Gardens.
Yeah.
I did hear a referee, not a referee, but a manager say once that it was challenging, and I guess I didn't really think about that, but you've got to run all the way around it. You know, you can't, you really lose one side, so you've got to double back. And I didn't really think about that, but I guess they're right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Makes it tough. It sure does. Unless you run up one side and down the other, if they had steps on both sides, which I'm sure they did.
So the match we're about to watch is really the match that I'm most excited to see. Again, it's Randy Macho Man Savage, and this is July of '88. So he's won the world title based on winning the tournament against the $1 Million Man in the finals at WrestleMania 4 in Atlantic City. So he's a babyface champion with Miss Elizabeth in his corner. $1 Million Man's probably near his peak of his heat. He's got Virgil in his corner. And as a reminder, this is right before intermission because they're going to be announcing the return. And check out the timing of this. This is at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto on July 24th. And I can't believe this is real, but they're back on August 7th. So 2 weeks later, they're back, and this time with Randy Savage and Ted DiBiase in the steel cage match. So what you're going to see here sets up the cage match for 2 weeks later. But that's as if that's not enough. They went back to Maple Leaf Gardens on August 28th. So they're doing shows here like every 2 or 3 weeks, Tony. How crazy is this?
Yeah, it's almost that like it was its own territory, right?
Yes, but it's a giant building.
Right. I guess they made money. I don't know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. But that's a pretty good look. I like this.
I do too.
Yeah, I like the I wish I was able to work it. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to go up there one day.
Man, how great does that belt look? That is the best looking world title in the history of professional wrestling.
I'm looking Miss Elizabeth, sorry. Oh, yes, the belt looks great too. That's the winged eagle. Is that what that is?
You look at you. God
Uh-huh.
damn, I'm so
Well,
proud of you.
I've gotten to know a couple of belt nerds. One works for us.
I
And
think
then
he
there's
may
you.
actually be the biggest belt nerd.
Yeah, he's something.
I love the belts, but I think Jeff Jones may actually like them more than me.
Yeah, I know.
He's great. I love me some Jeff.
Yeah.
I think he's got to be
80 years old now.
I was going to say,
Okay.
which of my friends has the most heat? He's got to be on the Mount Rushmore of my friends with heat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think.
Well deserved, by the way, the heat he gets. Yeah. Some guys get heat, don't deserve it. Jeff deserves it.
Somebody who's got heat and doesn't deserve it. We're putting somebody over. Don't think about it too much.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to give a compliment here. Like, who's
Eddie Kingston, maybe?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
I love me some Eddie Kingston, buddy. Boy, I miss him.
I'll be honest with you. I just kind of assumed he was coming back at All In.
Yeah, I know. Everybody did. So did I. Hell, I mean, I've mentioned this before. I didn't know that Cope was there. I didn't know the Guns were there. Didn't see them during the day. Didn't hear that they were going to be involved. I did see Juice. I knew Juice was there.
Man, he's a damn good looking man. So my apologies in advance. But holy cow, does he like a different human with no facial hair?
Doesn't he?
I mean, I did a double take. I heard the music and I was like, now who is this?
Yes.
I mean, when I finally saw him, I was like, oh yeah, I guess it is.
Right.
But I didn't realize how the facial hair had really become synonymous with him. And he didn't always have that, but
right.
He's had it so long, it's hard for me to imagine him without it now.
Looks like you're exactly right. Looks like a different person when he talks, when he wrestles, everything.
So he's reinvented himself, which is important. And
yeah,
I'm sure they talk about that a lot in his household, if you know what I mean.
Sure they do. Well, let's see. Back in the day, throwing a guy over the top rope was a disqualification, but apparently not here.
Maybe the ref didn't see it.
Referee was looking right at it.
Yeah, but maybe he still didn't see it. Because isn't that the heel referee?
Yeah. Yeah. Blind referee looking for it.
No, I'm just saying, isn't that Danny Davis? Hadn't he portrayed a heel ref?
Yeah, but that wasn't Danny Davis. That's not Danny.
Okay, fine. You got to get fucking hot about it.
I'm not trying to get hot about it. I'm just trying to talk some reason into this bullshit line you're coming up with. Watch out. Look at them old TVs. Look how big those things were. Good God. Those things could hurt a fella. The ones we have now are just flat. Coach Keith said that rule was never in the WWF. Good call, Coach Keith. But it was back in the day in the NWA, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. The major leagues of professional wrestling, by the way.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, sure was. I said that a lot. But good call.
Hey, we had a lot of fun talking about trading cards today.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw this, but I don't want Silva to show you what I'm talking about just yet until the very end.
Okay.
But our friend of the show, and really the OG of supporting the TNT Hall of Fame in Waterloo, Iowa, Bryant, sent a tweet out that says, so the card I purchased at TNT HOF has these questions on them for Tony Schiavone. So now I need Conrad to go over these and see if the answers still hold up. So we're going to show you what you wrote or what you gave as an answer on your trading card, your JCP trading card way back when.
Okay.
We're going to hit you with these questions. So you can answer based on your current answer now, or you can take a best guess at what you think your answer was back then.
Okay.
Whichever you'd prefer.
All right.
So we're treating it like it's a baseball card. So it listed your height. What do you think you said your height was way back when in the JCP era?
5'9".
Ding, ding, ding. We need a little bell here. Let's see. Look at you. And what do you think you were saying your weight was back then?
220.
204.
204? 204?
203.
203. Okay.
What about your color of your eyes? What do you think your back of your trading card said for your eye color?
Brown.
Correct. What about your color of your hair?
Brown.
Nailed it. Now, here's where the shit starts to get deep. Where did you say, back in your JCP trading card days, where did you say your hometown was for this card set?
Gosh, didn't I say Craigsville, Virginia?
You did not.
What did I say?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, okay, because that's where. All right.
All right. At this point, it says you'd been in the wrestling business for 4 years.
Okay.
Now, way back when you were asked, what was your favorite wrestling hold? You gave an answer. What do you think your answer was back then?
Figure 4.
You nailed it. Now, now we're talking wrestling now, not what you're guessing was on the card, but I'm talking about real life 2025 Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
What's your favorite wrestling hold today?
Tope Suicida.
Okay, there we go. I love that Silva acts like you got that one wrong. That was just your opinion, and your opinion's wrong. Good job, Silva. Titles held, you listed South Atlantic Announcer of the Year 1981.
Yeah.
Southern League Announcer of the Year 1984.
Yes.
Question is, Tony, do you still have trophies for those awards?
Yes. Plaques.
Are they in your house right now?
Yeah, the Southern League one is.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I don't think the South Atlantic League one is.
I'm
South
not
Atlantic League one. You know why I won that?
Why?
I was the only announcer in the league that year.
I love that so much. By process of elimination.
Yes. Why not Schiavone? Yes.
Hey, by the way, I wanted to put you over. David Crockett went into the TNT Hall of Fame this past weekend.
Yay.
He received the Gordon Soley Award.
That's tremendous.
And it's pretty cool because you think it's the Gordon Soley Award, it's Jim Ross, somehow myself, Tony Schiavone, and now David Crockett. Like, I feel like which one of these is not like the other for me. But man, he was super complimentary of you. Said working with you was the highlight of his career.
Wow.
And he wanted to be the voice of the fan. And he knows that people love Jim Ross, but for him, you were the absolute best that ever did it. I mean, he just went on and on and on. And he said he was so thankful that his sister allowed it because he stole you from his sister. Of course, he's talking about Francis and the baseball team, but
yeah,
I just thought it was some really kind words from Mr. Crockett.
Yeah, that really, really means a lot. The years working with David were wonderful years for me. Wonderful years for me. Because here I am working with a guy that I watched on TV, right?
Yep.
And he was and just like JR in many ways a mentor to me, and just was so easy to work with. And back then there were a lot of people that were very uncomplimentary of his style, but like Dusty Rhodes used to always say, David is raw, man. David is announcing from the heart. This is his company. So he wants you to buy a ticket, or he wants you to watch the show, because he's got more on the line than any of us do. So what you heard from David Crockett was real. And that means a lot. He would say that. That's good stuff. I'm sure everyone had a great time. I reminded my family, my son Chris and my wife Lois and a couple of the grandkids. Do you remember what we were doing last year at this time? No, you were stuck in Des Moines. You couldn't get out. But it was the Hall of Fame there is great.
Super fantastic time. I did want to ask, you mentioned that you still had those plaques or awards or trophies or what have you for these announcer awards.
Yeah.
Did you keep any of your wrestling ones or just your baseball
ones? Did I ever receive a wrestling award? Worst announcer of the year, maybe?
No, I mean, sincerely, you never got an award for, it feels like you would have.
I got the plaque from last year from the Hall of Fame. That's all I've ever gotten.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite old time wrestler. What was your answer back here in the JCP days? Favorite old time wrestler, Tony. This is on the back of your JCP trading card.
Would have been Blackjack.
Incorrect. Got another guess?
Old time wrestler Johnny Valentine.
Sandy Scott.
Sandy Scott.
That's what you put on the card.
Yeah, that's because Sandy and I were buddies, and I just
But the real answer would have been Blackjack Mulligan.
Yeah, it would have been Blackjack. To be honest with you, I don't ever remember seeing Sandy wrestle.
You list your amateur wrestling experience at 0, but
Yep.
What did you say was your favorite sports team? Way back when on your trading card, what was your favorite sports team?
It would have either been the Washington Redskins or the Oakland Athletics.
You nailed it. It was the Redskins.
Okay.
You were asked your favorite college sports team.
It would have been the University of Virginia.
Incorrect. You want to? Oh, look at there, Indiana.
Oh, I was a big Bobby Knight fan back then. There you go.
Okay, now this is something you're going to have to really put your thinking cap on.
Brother.
What did you tell the card company was your favorite vacation spot way back when?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
You nailed it. Your favorite recreational sport?
Basketball.
Incorrect. Golf.
Huh. Yeah, I guess Sabisco and I were playing golf back then. I don't know.
All right. Now, way back when, what did you say was your hobby? As a hint, it is not masturbation.
It was collecting sports cards, right?
Incorrect. But you were collecting something else. Do you want to say what it was? Not sports cards.
Collecting. I don't know.
What if I were to tell you it was related to Hollywood?
Collecting ticket stubs.
You were collecting James Bond movies.
Oh, God. I sure was back then.
What about your favorite food? What would you say was your favorite food back then?
Cream chip beef.
I'll give you a hint. It's a seafood.
It's a seafood.
Yep.
Clams Casino.
Steamed clams. We'll count it.
Okay. Thank you.
Favorite dessert? This is way back when, and it wasn't cooter.
It would have been chocolate cake.
I'll give you a hint. It was a pie.
Oh, pumpkin pie.
No.
Fuck.
Maybe your tastes have changed. You want to take more stab at a pie?
Yeah. Apple.
God damn. Lemon meringue.
Oh, lemon meringue pie.
Did you ever even like lemon meringue?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, way back when, I'm sure this has changed, especially with your level of eyesight. What was your favorite color?
Blue back then, probably.
You nailed it.
Yeah. It's green now. It's green.
This is going to be interesting.
Okay.
Your favorite song?
Oh, God.
Actually, let me make it easier.
Okay.
Who was your favorite singer?
Elton John back then.
No, sir.
My favorite, Neil Diamond.
No, sir.
What year was this again?
Late 80s. Call it 86, 87, 88.
Oh, God.
I mean, the cards were published, I believe, in 88. So I think you would have given your answers in 87.
Okay. God,
the song you like is from 1974, and it's by your favorite artist.
Oh, it's Chicago, right?
Nope.
Jimmy
Trying
Buffett.
to reason with a hurricane.
Oh, Jimmy Buffett. Yes, trying to reason hurricane season. Right.
Now, what about your favorite movie? You actually gave 2 answers.
Okay.
For favorite movie.
Favorite movie.
And you list 2 films.
Okay. Goldfinger.
Nope. Hint. The movies are related.
The 2 movies are related?
Yep. One's a sequel.
Okay, it had to be Back to the Future 1 and 2 then.
Godfather 1 and 2.
Okay. All right. Wow.
That's a solid answer, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. Your favorite actor back then?
My favorite.
Actor. This is a man, not a woman.
Okay, it was Sean Connery. God almighty.
You're close, though.
Well, Roger Moore then.
One more stab?
Yeah, one more stab. I was close. It was Connery.
His last name is after a city in North Georgia.
After a city in North Georgia. Oh, God. Timothy Dalton.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
And your favorite actress? Who were you saying was your favorite actress in 1987? She's good looking. There's a hint.
Oh, good. I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, guess an attractive woman.
Okay. In the 80s, attractive woman in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint. She's a British actress.
Okay. Oh, she's
that accent really cranks your tractor, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's Ringo Starr's wife. What's her? Barbara Bach.
No. Not Tarzan, but
Oh, yeah, Jane Seymour.
there you go.
Thank you.
So there you go, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
This is maybe Silva's got a picture of the card, but
yeah,
back of the card that Brian posted.
Wow.
There you go.
How about that?
Lists all the different answers.
Look at that.
It's kind of cool. I mean, I'm not asking to be funny because I know you were in baseball before, but was this your first quote unquote baseball card?
Yes.
So you didn't have a baseball card, just this one.
There was a card with me in front of, it says Tony in front of Chicago building. But that was the 90s. And that was.
No, I mean like a baseball card, not a WCW card.
Oh, okay. No.
You know what I mean? But like from your days calling baseball,
were there
minor league cards at any point? Okay.
Didn't have that. Is Terry Taylor working twice here?
Yes.
Hey, I want to do a shout out here, if I could, to Katie Hindman.
Yeah.
Katie and her husband were the ones that gave me that hoodie I talked about at StarCast.
Oh, cool.
She said that she heard it on the podcast. She appreciated the shout out, and so Katie, thank you for sending me that note because I had forgotten your name, but I wanted to do that.
Tony, to answer your question, the first Terry Taylor match that we saw would air on Primetime Wrestling on August 8th. And the match we're seeing right now is Terry Taylor stepping in for Hercules Hernandez, who missed the show. And this will air on the Maple Leaf Wrestling Show on August 20th, 1988. So Terry Taylor pulling double duty, stepping in for Hercules Hernandez.
You know what I should do? I've got some WWF cards too that are in a pack that have never been opened. I should probably bring them on the show and
let's rip them. Let's do it.
Rip them and have somebody get ready to tell us how much they're worth.
Yeah. You know what? We can do that. I've got a friend of the show from Top of the Card over at adfreeshows.com. Mm-hmm. Brandon, we'll line that up. You let me know when you want to rip them and we'll have him join us. And
yeah,
it'll be fun. He could probably even send you the rig so you could hook a camera up and we could see the cards over your head like they do, the real pros.
Yeah. Yeah. I love real pros. Yeah, I'd like to do that. They're not in foil packs or wax packs. They are in boxes, a box of them.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, I'd like to do that. Terry Taylor working twice on the card, man.
Yeah. 2 TV tapings.
I love it.
Hey, I talked to a friend of the show, Mike Dawkins. He was over in Waterloo and we got to hang out and that was a lot of fun, but he showed me that he scored an autograph from JBL, and I was like, really? That's kind of random. I don't remember you getting autographs before. He goes, well, it was on a card, but it was his football card. And I was like, he had a football card? And he did. It was in the Pro Set. That was the name of the card, Pro Set. And I guess he was in the Canadian Football League. And they did like one player per position, and they just liked him because he was doing Hulk Hogan impressions and being entertaining in the interview. So even the back of the card mentioned his Hulk Hogan impression. So John Layfield had a football card. How fun is that?
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Mike Dawkins, who, by the way, did he say that I owed him money?
No,
I do.
I think everybody we know does.
Yes. Anyway, Mike Dawkins, when I signed my new contract last year, sent me this very valuable thing, shipped me this very valuable thing. I'd have to peel it off the wall way back here somewhere, but it's got a great display of Batman comic, and on one side it has Bob Kane's original signature.
Oh, how about that?
How about that? So it was really cool. He paid a lot for that. So I appreciate him doing that.
Hey, real fun question here from Bryant, especially since he hooked us up with those great questions. He wants to know, what are the chances I can get you to sign that card for me? We can make that happen.
Of course, Brian. Yep. I owe Brian a phone call anyway. So absolutely.
Antonio Santos wants to know, what would your updated card stats? What would they be? Not all the stats. So let's hit a few.
Okay.
What would you say today in 2025 is your favorite actress, like today?
Well, my favorite actress would be Rachel Brosnahan, the girl that's playing Lois Lane. I thought she was absolutely tremendous in the Incredible or Amazing Ms. Maisel on Prime Video.
Who'd your favorite actor be? So now your male talent. Who's your favorite actor?
My favorite actor would be Paul Walter Hauser.
Okay, I like that answer.
Okay.
Now, what would your favorite movie be?
My favorite movie would probably be the third in the Batman trilogy.
Okay.
The Dark Knight. It's not Dark Knight Returns. It's something else. It's the one that had I can't even remember, but that was the one. The third one.
Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises was it. Yeah.
2012, Dark Knight Rises.
That was my favorite movie, yeah. Thanks, Jason Taylor. Good.
What would your favorite singer be today?
My favorite singer today?
Yep.
Would probably be Rick Ocasek from the Cars.
And what would your favorite song be?
He's dead, by the way. Right now, it's I go through spells, right? But right now, it's You Might Think from the Cars. I'm really big in the Cars right now. Just
man, Dave Silva's penis just moved.
Did it really?
He's telling you know he loves the Cars.
Oh, Dave!
I'm gonna play 7 seconds of this. Got it.
Yes.
I had to hear that to know exactly what it was, but now I got it. Exactly what it is.
Take a few moments to watch the music video of that. It has one of the most beautiful women you'll ever see on that video. They always did things like that. But that video, which was 1984, won the very first Video of the Year award from MTV, 1984. And it is like really cheesy and really in today's standards, kind of, but it's really cool. It's worth a watch. A lot of their music. Antonio Santos wants to know if it's masturbation material. Antonio Santos needs, I think, some intervention, don't you?
I think he needs to crank it before he jumps on the show with us.
Okay.
If he could bust one out about 8:30 and then jump on with us, I think we'd all be better served.
But there is, Anthony, there is a song by the Cars. It's a great music video. It's called Tonight She Comes. Dave liked that one too. It's a great song.
All righty. Let's move on here. What would you say is your favorite color today?
Green.
What is your favorite dessert today?
Favorite dessert today would be pineapple.
Your favorite food today?
Favorite food today would be it's not changed. I've always liked cream chip beef and gravy.
Well, back then you said steamed clams.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I said steamed
Uh,
clams.
your hobby, I guess, is collecting Topps baseball cards.
That's right.
Favorite recreational sport? What would it be now? Speed beating?
No, it would be either walking because I walk the dogs. I walk 2 miles a day when I'm here.
Well, you're beating and walking at the same time.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm Antonio Santos.
Okay.
And or it'd be weightlifting, I guess, because I lift every other day. Hey, how about this? Speaking of lifting, take a look at the powers of pain.
They look like $1 million. Man.
Oh my God!
Like if one of these guys demanded that you jack him
Yeah.
off, I mean, it's kind of not even up to you at that point.
No, you have no say so in the matter.
Your favorite vacation spot today in 2025?
Wow. Would be Scotland.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
a good answer.
Yeah.
Your favorite college sports team today?
Well, it'd be the Georgia Bulldogs.
Your favorite professional sports team?
Today, the
Yep.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Attaboy. Your favorite all-time wrestler today is Blackjack?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If we were to ask you titles you've held now, what would you list?
I would list South Atlantic League Announcer of the Year.
I love you for that.
Southern League Announcer of the Year. That's about it, buddy.
And TNT Waterloo Hall of Fame. Come on.
Yeah.
Why not?
Right.
Okay, so we're watching the Powers of Pain and the Bolsheviks. We're still not done. After this one, we've got the British Bulldogs teaming with the Ultimate Warrior to take on Demolition and Mr. Fuji. So a couple of matches remain, but we've got a live studio audience with us. Let's hit some.
Okay.
Bobby wants to know, before cable TV and internet, for you, what was your primary source of watching wrestling? Was it TV Guide, magazines, newspapers, or was there something else?
It was newspapers back when I was growing up. Newspapers were good. As we know, newspapers really suck now. But our newspaper was the Stanton Leader, and every Sunday the Stanton Leader came out with what we called the green paper, which was a newspaper that was green in color, and it had all the TV listings for the week. And that's how we found out back then.
Let's do another one here from Matthew. He says, Jesse Ventura and Bobby Heenan, I feel, had more success as a commentator than a wrestler. Is there anyone else that would fall into that category? And would it be fair to say Gorilla was also? Yeah, Jesse Ventura. That's one that we kind of missed earlier. He's probably the most high-profile one, I think, maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say Taz and JBL, too, in more recent years. But if we're thinking of a bygone era.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I don't. I guess David Crockett. He wrestled as David Finlay for like 1 or 2 matches, so you could say him. Yes,
I teased him and told him that he was in the main event against Medusa at the independent show over the weekend. And
yeah,
he was ready for it. He jumped down, started doing push-ups, said, "I got to get chubbed up. I need to look veiny for her." I don't even know what that meant. Coach Keith said, "Ask Tony." Where do you rank the feud between Don Cornoodle and Sergeant Slaughter versus Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood?
Well, as far as Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling is concerned, it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest. That is well known. And even I think Dave Meltzer wrote about it after Don Cornoodle died, that that match in the cage at the Greensboro Coliseum was one of the most one of the hottest tickets ever. They stood in line for a long time to sell out that. And you just need to go back and try to research that one, because that may have been the biggest feud ever in the Mid-Atlantic. And there were some big ones.
Jason Taylor's got a superhero question for you. He wants to know, what's your opinion of Tom Hardy as Bane in that movie? Of course, he's talking about the 2012 Batman movie.
I liked him. Although my feeling about Bane was he was probably in reality more the size of Wardlow that you're looking here, or the the warlord that you're looking here. You know, he was always in the comic books, just gigantic and muscular. And, you know, Tom Hardy was, but not as these guys.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw Bane in the old school Batman that came out, and you guys sort of spoofed it in WCW and hired a guy,
Yeah, Jeep,
basically rip it off. Yeah, Jeep Swenson. I
Jeep
mean, it's the
Swenson,
same
right,
guy.
right,
That's kind of what I think of is
right. A big
that.
muscular guy.
Yes, yes.
Right. Yep, that's what I think of too. This
We
is
we haven't watched a lot of Powers of Pain matches.
no, we haven't. And I saw them at a WrestleCon. I guess last year was WrestleCon during
WrestleMania, yes.
WrestleMania. Well, they have one during SummerSlam too.
Yes, they do this year.
Okay, okay. But the one was in Philadelphia, I think, and I saw them in the distance. And I hadn't seen them in a long time. It's difficult. I like going to those because, you know, obviously you make a little bit of money, but I like seeing guys I haven't seen before, but it's kind of difficult because you don't want to leave your table because you don't want to, well, I don't want to insult anybody that wants to stand in line to see me to walk away. I think that's rude, but I did see them at a distance. That's where my picture was taken with Sabu. And he came over to see me.
Hey, I saw Tank Abbott in Waterloo. How fun was that?
Did you really?
Yeah, he went in, and it was so cool to see him, man. He did just a tremendous speech.
Are we talking about the same guy, Tank Abbott?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Really? Okay. A tremendous speech, huh?
Oh, dude. I mean, yes, fantastic. I loved it.
Okay. Surprised me. Yeah.
You got heat with Tank?
No, like Tank. Liked him a lot. He didn't come across as a person that could give a great speech. Maybe it's because he didn't have to.
Well, I think I'm not even saying necessarily that it was an objectively great speech.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying I don't know how you could hear him talk and not like him.
Okay. All right.
Like he's very affable.
Okay. Kind of like Tony Gurria.
Yeah, I would say so.
I say that because Tony Gurria's speech was, remember last year? Oh my God. It went on and on and on. And
You know, every time I see my mother-in-law in old school wrestling comes up, she always asks about Tony Gurria.
yeah.
I told him that this week. She
Yeah.
just felt like he was the nicest, classiest man.
He's a great guy. And, but by the way, his speech from last year is still going on right now.
I got you. Well, that didn't happen this year because a lady named Becca at the Hall of Fame shouted down Tank Abbott.
Did she really?
He was the first person to receive his award,
Huh?
and she shouted him down.
Huh?
And everybody looked around and thought something was going on, and then we realized no, she's just yelling at Tank Abbott.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little uncomfortable. I felt bad.
She must have known him.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she was having a bad day and made a bad call.
Okay. Someone should have given her a leg dive or something.
Well, I mean, I think Briscoe double legged her after.
Mm.
I'm sure you've heard the Tony Gurria toupee jokes. JBL hammers them.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, hammers.
Okay. How did JBL do at StarCast? Good?
Oh,
Okay.
tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
That's good.
I think he's easily one of the most misunderstood dudes.
I would think so. I've heard both sides of his story, or both sides about him from people. So I think probably he is.
Well, I mean, he'd be the first to admit, hey, man, sometimes when I was drinking, I was an asshole. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you really learn his story,
Yeah.
like he donates so much of his time and money to kids, like so much of his stuff, like he hasn't had to work in a long, long time.
Sure.
But he's doing fun stuff or stuff he wants to do. And the money he makes, most of the time, it just goes right into charity. Like he's just set. And I just love the idea that, you know, he helps take care of people that people don't know. And he was always a bad guy, so he didn't want people to know. But
Yeah.
like just from doing the podcast with him, we've discovered, and I can't believe this is real. He is in a constant state of fostering kittens. He's got like 8 cats he fosters, Tony.
That says a lot. And let me tell you
Is that
what
a crazy sentence?
Yeah, that is crazy when you think about JBL, but
Yeah.
anyone who fosters animal, I could never foster an animal. I would want to keep them.
Right.
And I know people who do that. We've got a guy, Kurt, who works for us. You
Yeah.
met, he fosters dogs. Yeah.
That's cool.
And Kurt Reinhardt. He told me, he said, we're fostering like 3 dogs right now. I said, how do you let those dogs go? I mean, I would want to keep every dog that I would
Yeah.
foster. And so it takes a special person, I think, to foster animals.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And it takes a special person to enjoy this plotting match.
Yeah, thankfully we're not long.
Yeah.
We don't have too much longer. And by the way, the main event is pretty short and sweet.
Oh,
7 minutes and 58 seconds
Wow.
for a 6-man. The Bulldogs and the Ultimate Warrior against Demolition and Mr. Fuji. Kind of fun, a lot of face paint in that one.
yeah. We had a question from Coach Keith about that Sergeant Slaughter and Don Coronado match
Yes.
against Steamboat and Youngblood. Before he became one of the Bolsheviks, Jim Nelson here was Private Nelson under the tutelage of Sergeant Slaughter and Don Coronado. And he just took the big sickle off the top, or whatever you call it. And that should be it. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Jim always had that big head. Big head.
If you were going to push one of these guys as a single, and he's going to be a heel challenger for Hulk Hogan, would you have went Barbarian or Warlord, and why?
I think I would have I think I would have gone Warlord, only because Warlord had the look. Warlord almost kind of looked like, in a way, take a look at this from behind, Road Warrior Hawk, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have been a Warlord. I don't know, I don't know. He wasn't the greatest talker in the world. You hook him up with a good manager, and I think it would have been Warlord.
Matthew wants to know, Tony, what would be your holy grail comic book to have?
Oh my God, I don't know. The first Batman, I guess. I'm really big into superheroes. I'm not a comic book guy like a Christopher Daniels, who's like one of the great comic book nerds of all time. But I think it would be the very first Batman one, which would have been Detective Comics, whatever number that was. That would have been the one. I like to look up some of these wrestlers, see if they're still with us.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that. I think I can do it from memory for most of them.
Okay, Jim Nelson, the guy who was one of the Bolsheviks there.
He's alive. He's dead.
He's dead. Okay. That's kind of what I know SD Jones has passed away.
No, I'm sorry. I lied.
Oh, he's alive? Okay.
Boris Zukov is alive, and he's only 66 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He must have been a kid back then.
Yeah. I was fucking way wrong.
Oh, God. Okay. I know, again, I know SD Jones passed away. I looked that up. He passed away like, I don't know, early 2000s.
08.
Okay. I know Barry Darsow still alive, and of course we know the Ultimate Warrior is no longer with us. The British Bulldogs are both gone. Well,
yeah. Fuji's gone.
Fuji's gone. Yeah.
Greg Valentine's still with us.
Greg Valentine's still with us.
Don Morocco is still with us.
Wow, Morocco's still with us. Okay.
75.
75. And I say that because, since I've been deep in the cards.
Casey's with us. He's 78.
Wow. Since I've been deep in the cards, I've been looking at guys,
seeing who's alive.
Seeing who's alive and seeing how old guys are who were like my favorite stars back then, like everybody's in their 70s or 80s. And it's like, yikes.
So Scott Casey's alive. Terry Taylor's alive. SD Jones is gone. King Haku's here.
Mm-hmm.
Morocco and Valentine are here. Savage and Elizabeth are gone.
Mm.
Virgil's gone.
Right.
DiBiase's with us. Richard Charland, the enhancement talent that Terry Taylor was against. I don't know where he's up to. Let's see if I can find him. I did. He's alive.
Oh, good call.
Powers of Pain, they're both alive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we did it. We did our Who's Dead or Alive.
Demolition's both alive.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Here come the axe and here come the smasher.
What a cool shot that is right there.
What are those guys' ass?
No, yeah, just shooting the Ultimate Warrior from underneath with the ceiling lights.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It felt like a superhero shot.
Right. I'm a little bit behind you, but I see it now.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Let's see. I was looking here that, Barry Darso, I knew from working with him. Bill Eadie, I never did work with him until I was that 1 year in the WWE. But he was, and I think I brought this up, he was the mass superstar.
Yes.
And he was in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, he was a big star. Professor Boris Malenko was his manager. And he had a big run, man. Big run.
Huge.
Yeah, it's a mass superstar. So the Ultimate Warrior in a 3-way tag match.
Yeah, a 6-man tag with Mr. Fuji.
How about that? Interesting, huh?
Think about that group too. You got the Dynamite Kid, Davey Boy Smith, Bill Eadie, Barry Darso, Mr. Fuji, and Jim Hellwig. Which one of these is not like the other?
It's not Mr. Fuji. Hey, I didn't a year later, the British Bulldogs weren't around when I was there.
Yeah, they weren't long for this world.
I mean, they were a phenomenal tag team. I mean, obviously, the British Bulldogs were a tremendous tag team, and the Dynamite Kid was one of the greatest of all time, but I never had a chance to work with him, and I was in a year later. So going to hit them ropes. Make a hot tag. We laugh about that.
This is Dynamite's last appearance would be at Survivor Series 88. So November of 88
was it, right?
That's it for him. So this is one of the last times you're going to get to see him in the WWF.
He looked great here, man.
It's crazy to think just a few months later he couldn't even walk to the ring.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. And as you'll recall, I've always blamed you for that personally.
Right. Yes. And as you recall, I've always said you're full of shit, but not about only that, about most other things.
That's hurtful.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
Wow.
Well, Jim Hellwig's blowed up already. And I think he blew up just by shaking the ropes.
If you had to wear one of these outfits on TV, which one would you pick? You're going to have to dress like one of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
And you're going to do your commentary job for an entire episode dressed like this. It's going to be your Halloween costume.
Okay. I think for real shock value, I'd go with the Ultimate Warrior. The tassels around the biceps, because my biceps are getting bigger. Around the knees, Warrior face paint, nice white tight.
It's what the people want.
It's what the people want. You got to give the people what they want, is what Excalibur always said. When best friends were hugging.
Would love to see. That's what we should do. We should have you and Taz.
Oh, brother.
Do Demolition.
Dun, 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 dun.
And let Excalibur do.
Dun,
No,
dun.
Excalibur and Taz can be Demolition.
I'll
and
be
you
Mr.
can be
Fuji.
the Ultimate Warrior.
I thought it'd be Mr. Fuji.
Dude, if y'all all got painted up like that, just to see Taz and Excalibur in the S&M gear and you with tassels on your arms.
Yeah.
Put it in my veins.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that would never happen.
Why not?
Well, you can't even get him to come to StarCast.
Excalibur was there.
No, I'm talking about Taz.
I mean, I probably could. I didn't ask him, in fairness.
Oh, okay. There you go. You should have asked him.
No, I was told not to. That
Okay.
the AEW office would handle AEW.
Okay. He'd have been so much fun. And
He always is.
Yeah. I thought we had fun anyway. Really did. Me and Nigel and
Dude, you and Danielson, how great was that?
oh, didn't even know the son of a bitch was going to be on TV the next day. But is Danielson just one of the, not only one of the greatest wrestlers ever, but one of the finest men ever?
Yeah, 10 out of 10 human being.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, he's going to start working with his volunteer fire department.
Yeah.
He's been certified as a wilderness first aid person. And I asked him, I said, so in the middle of the night, if someone deep in the woods in Aberdeen, Washington gets hurt, they're going to call you. He said, well, they could. That's a great human being. He really, really is. I have so much time for Brian. And his conversations are legendary in the backstage. Legendary. The conversations you have with him. It's like, okay, you lost me about 10 minutes ago.
Hey, speaking of legendary backstage conversations, I was backstage at one of the StarCast years ago. I believe it was in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And this is back when Mark Madden would still speak to me. And Mark Madden said to me, no uncertain terms, I think we may have mentioned this before, but since we just saw him earlier, I got to follow up. He says that Terry Taylor invented something known as, quote unquote, ass to mouth. He said he remembered hearing Terry brag about that in the 1980s, which I have to admit, boy, that's not something I even thought existed back then. Are you in the loop on this? Can you confirm this story before we fit it over in the all that's fit to print?
Yeah.
OneFunction.com.
I don't want to. No, I'm not going to confirm it one way or the other.
Well, it would have been easy to just say no.
No.
Thank you so much. Silva's the man. So yeah, we're getting close here. You can see both sides working for the hot tag. And Davey Boy tagged the baby faces in. Here they come. The Ultimate Warrior's in. He's shaking ropes. Clothesline for Fuji. Big right hand for Darso. Double headbutt for not really. Picks him up for a body slam. What was up with that headbutt, dude? It's like Edie was like, no thanks.
I love when the Warrior gets a hot tag, he shakes the rope first. That always cracks us up.
And then he acted like he was going to body slam. Man, this is one of the worst matches of all time.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really not good, bud.
Oh, no, he messed up the spot, and Barry Darso said, no, you're not supposed to do that, so he dropped him. Is what happened. I'm sure.
Dude, this is amazing.
Yeah. Amazingly bad. So right now I'm a little bit behind you. I'm seeing the 2 double axe handles, and now the Warrior comes off. And now I'm seeing the 1, 2, 3. And the fans went crazy, didn't they?
Yeah, they love the Ultimate Warrior. They love the British Bulldogs. You know, you got to appreciate too, these guys are not that far removed from the Canadian territory. So, you know, they were Canadian icons by this point. What a fun show. What a fun night as we revisit. I can't believe this is real. 37 years ago, Tony. But right now, somehow, it looks like it's about that time.
Dave, get your sound effects ready, because here comes Conrad Thompson to the ring. That wasn't what I was looking for. The other one, Dave, here comes Conrad Thompson to the ring. And as you can tell, we're desperately out of time. See you next week on What Happened When. We come to you each and every Monday, ad-free and only on
Patreon, patreon.com/WHW Monday, or of course, adfreeshows.com. All right. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what adfreeshows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-free shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that adfreeshows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. adfreeshows.com.